Good day class, I'm Richard J. Abarcas, your instructor on automotive. And our topic for today is all about clutch system. So, what word that comes to your mind when you hear clutch system? So, Mr. De Alba, can you share something? Okay, very good. So, before we proceed on our topic, I have here game which namely for picks one word. So, first picture is okay, Mr. Anyonebel, can you answer? Okay, very good. That is friction. Then next. Okay, Mr. Abanador. Okay, very good. That is plate. Then next. Okay, Mr. Rojas. Okay, very good. That is pedal. Before we proceed on our topic, our objectives are, at the end of the lesson, the student should be able to discuss the different parts of clutch system. Next is identify the different parts of clutch system. Then next is internalize the importance of clutch system. What is clutch system? Clutch allows the engine to disengage the transmission for shifting gears and coming to stop. Allows smooth engagement of the engine to the transmission. So, clutch system is used for engagement and disengage shifting gears for smooth and comfortable preference of the driver. Because clutch system is very important because some of roads are not the same. There are high, low, cemented, and rough roads. That's why driver preference is very important. That's why we use clutch system. Now we proceed on the parts of clutch system. The first part is the pressure plate. Now who can read? Okay, mister. Can you read please? Okay, thank you. So, pressure plate assembly is secured to the flywheel via bolts, connecting to the cover stamping on the flywheel. During engagement, the pressure plate assembly clamps the disc assembly against the flywheel, transmitting engine power to the transmission during engagement. Power flow is interrupted when the pressure plate is no longer clamps the disc against the flywheel. Instead, the pressure plate lifts away from the flywheel, creating a large gap enough for the disc to disengage from the flywheel, enabling the driver to shifting gears. So, this pressure plate is a replaceable plate. Then, it was having a contact on the clutch disc that allows a good and smooth shifting of the gears. When it have a gap on the between the clutch disc and pressure plate, the engine are freely and the power are not transmitted to the drive wheels and to the transmission. So now you may see the actual image of pressure plate on our PowerPoint. So next, let's proceed on the next, which is clutch disc. The clutch disc assembly is mounted in the input shaft between the pressure plate assembly and the flywheel. It is in the between of flywheel and pressure plate. During engagement, the disc slides towards on the input shaft and becomes solidly clamped or engaged between the flywheel and the pressure plate assembly. During this engagement, the disc is no longer engaged. Although the pressure plate assembly and flywheel continue rotating, the input shaft and disc are no longer being rotated on the engine. So, you may see the actual image of clutch disc. This clutch disc is replaceable. Those lines or groove on the clutch disc, it is composed of asbestos. The next part is pilot bearing and bushing. Who can read? Okay, mister. Okay, thank you. Pilot bearing and bushing. Pilot bearing and bushing serve as a guide and seat for the transmission input shaft during engagement. And this engagement, when the flywheel and pressure plate assembly turns at speed different than the input shaft. And this assembly, the pilot bearing rotate. The next part is clutch release fork. Okay, mister, can you read? Okay, thank you. Clutch release fork. The clutch release fork is used to move the clutch release bearing attached at the end of the fork in or out from the diaphragm spring. While on the other side, clutch release fork is connected to the clutch slave cylinder. There are two types of clutch system: the hydraulic and cable type clutch system. You may see that clutch system is connected on the clutch slave cylinder if it is hydraulic. When it is a cable type, it has a cable, not a clutch slave cylinder. So that is the difference of the two. The last part is the clutch pedal. Who can read? Okay, mister. Okay, thank you. So, clutch pedal is a pedal by which the driver of the vehicle operates clutch. In most models, the clutch pedal is on the left of the shaft, with the brake and throttle of the far right. The clutch pedal is located on the floor of the vehicle to the left of the brake pedal. So, you may see the clutch pedal inside the car. So, there are three pedals, which is clutch pedal, brake pedal, and accelerator pedal. Primarily, clutch pedal is on the left side, and at the center is the brake pedal. You may categorize it by their position. That's all for today, and do you have a question or clarification? Please raise your hand. If you don't have, we have an activity. So on one short bond paper, draw and enumerate the components of clutch system. You have 30 minutes to accomplish this task. After that activity, you have an assignment, which is watch on YouTube our next topic, which is how clutch system works, for you to have a background knowledge about our next topic tomorrow. Here's the link at the PowerPoint. You can visit it and watch. Thank you.